Now, I know some people are watching thinking, oh, you're picking on him, he's just a little dweeb. Partially, you're correct. But he's merely laughed in the face of making vulnerability and awareness. He's made it into a joke. He's twisted it and told people how to pay, how to recharge with thus so words that could help save a life. So, Brett, you were merely a side quest for me. Just a side quest. All for it. I'm just going to click on some of your videos just so you can see how pathetic you are. Let's have a look at this one.
You lot, tonight, 8 PM, we're going to try and host box battles because I am completely addicted to box battles. I can't go a night without it. So if you're free and you've got nothing to do, come jump along. It'll be a one-time only thing. We probably won't do this ever again, mate. So I don't know. Let's see how it happens. But if you're free and you've got nothing to do on your Saturday night, 8 PM, I'm going to try and host my own box battles as I'm addicted to them. I simply cannot go a night without box battles, mate. I'm
going to leave that for now. We'll come back for Brett another day. I'm lagging bad. Am I lagging bad on your guys' side or what? Is it just mine? Karma change name to Evil King. I'm Karma Kaz. I'm Karma Kaz. I mean, you can call me the Evil King, but I'm Karma Kaz. I'm lagging here. It's saying high computer load. Brett, you have actually bored my processor. You have made my laptop rethink what it's doing. You have enabled my laptop to require a restart based on your face, your actions, and the words which come out of your mouth. You could put a glass eye to sleep, 100%. 1,000,000% you could put a glass eye to sleep. Do you know when people are in hospital and they're about to get like some, not a major operation, but they need to be put to sleep for a bit? When the NHS are cost cutting, they get Brett in because Brett's cheap. Brett's a cheap male. Very cheap male. They get in. Costs nothing. Nothing for Brett. It's not worth anything. They get him in and Brett just talks. Brett goes in with the doctor. Just talks for a bit. And I'm Brett. Box battle. Out of recharge. 2 minutes later, have to wake the doctor up. Sobriety Jack, I'm not putting people like that on here. Why am I flickering? I'm Ronnie flickering. Why am I flickering? Brett seems to think you used to be best friends. Why am I flickering, guys? Even the photons are trying to fuck off because Brett's here. The camera can't even be arsed. He's falling asleep. Who's out on the screen? It's Brett. Yeah, Brett, we've never been friends, okay? I've not known you to like you. I've avoided you at all costs. Okay, so don't ever tell anyone we've been BFFs, or we've had big conversations, or we got along, because we didn't. You was merely a prick with a deck of cards who was asking me whether it's higher or lower. Okay, and nothing is lower than that. Just remember that. Do we need to restart to get this camera to work properly? No, we're back. We're not flickering. It's alright. Back. He said I don't want to hear what Brett's saying. Making me tired. It's making me want to go to sleep. Brett, you are the opposite of an alarm clock. Okay? You sit on people's bedside tables and watch them as they sleep. You are a creep. You are a creep that watches people sleep. If I had a bet on a creep, I'd have a bet on Brett. Because Brett is the biggest creep. Green screen. It's because of the green screen. Has it stopped? Why is it doing it? I'll let you into a little secret. I'm using my phone as the camera on Live Studio, which iPhone 15 Pro Max, so it should be alright, but obviously can't handle a simple thing like recording. But yeah, I'm going to go off Brett now because I think he's had enough spotlight for tonight. And like I say, Brett's just a side quest. I don't want to start coming on here with this platform and belittling people and all that stuff, but sometimes it will happen. And it's not what the platform's for, but if someone's attacking what I'm trying to do with a platform like Brett's, then I can't just defend that with, don't do that, sorry. Sometimes some home truths need to come out. And that's it. That's it. What's the word? Me decimating Brett Boy is not a main quest. That's not what I'm on here for. If I decimate Brett, no one's going to learn anything from this. No one's going to learn anything. We all know he's a weasel. Okay, I can't spread awareness to people by taking people out like this. So Brett, you have one chance and one chance only with me. You can either post a video on your account spreading awareness on helping people who are vulnerable. Okay, putting a spotlight on certain scenarios, what people need to watch out for, which might be a sign that they've got issues going on. Okay, you can post that video on your channel and I'll leave you alone. Or you don't. And we'll keep bumping into each other. All for the good of love, my friend. All for the good of love. Play your cards right next time. Why am I flickering? You're probably going to see the background of where I am here, because I think I need to change something on this. Let me change the resolution. You're going to see the background here. Is that better? I mean, I'm not flickering anymore, so... Yeah, better. There we go. Yeah, this page isn't about spreading hate. Or this live, it's not about spreading hate. But if someone does tarnish what we're trying to spread, or what I'm trying to spread, then they will get met with the same energy they're giving me. And it's as simple as that. So check yourself before you wreck yourself. Who can we search for here? Gonna go on the Observer. Brummy. Ah, Samaritan's video. We can watch this. I'll read this out because I can't full screen it. It's just images. Oh, Jesus. The weak me nearly came out then. Samaritans, remember, we're all here. No, remember, we're here all week long if you need us. Call free, day or night, on 116 123. So if you are going through any problems at the minute, any issues, 116 123, 24-hour helpline, and it's free. Info line. What's this say? Info and signposting on mental health problems and where to get support. Number there, 0300 123 3393. Welfare benefits line. Advice on navigating the benefits system with a mental health problem. I'm going to say this isn't normally what I do, but 0300 22 5782 24-hour helpline. So if you fell into any financial difficulties, on there's many websites. There's what image is this? There's this one as well. Also, same sort of thing, called Shout. Text Shout today to 85258, 24-hour confidential helpline, and it's free. So if you're having any problems, feeling lonely, your world's falling apart, or you just need a mate, text it. See what happens, might change your life. Oh yeah. Right. What can we watch here? Sorry about this. Some of the stuff.
When I saw this, I died.
Some of the stuff you're going to watch now, I'm sure you've probably already watched on someone else's FYP news somewhere, or somewhere. I've just generally I've not watched it, so we're a bit behind. But bear with me. Let me catch up a bit, and then tomorrow I'll be caught up, and it'll be new stuff.
So Luna Tuna, or whatever her name is, what's her name? Yvonne. What's her name? Oh, Annette, not Yvonne. So she she apparently left the aircon on and it's ruined her. Just listen.
How my voice is changing just while I'm talking. Charlie, you know what, Charlie? You make so many silly comments and I don't know why. Charlie, you're on the edge of being banned. Because you make so many random comments.
Charlie, you fuck around, you're going to find out, mate.
Aren't needed. Consider this a last warning, Charlie. No, I haven't dyed my hair again, Foxy. No. You know what, Charlie?
Morning,
I don't have to talk to you. You're one of those randoms. See ya. Blocked. Just don't need it, guys. I just don't need it.
I don't need it.
So, as I was trying to explain about my voice, last night...
Why does she keep doing She's like...
A quarter of an hour before the interval, I started having breathing problems. And these breathing problems do happen. Like I was saying, it first happened in 2012 while I was on holiday in a air conditioning environment. I was on my way home.
Stop it! Enough! No! Stop! Why are you trying to prove a point that your voice is... Behave.
I'd been on a cruise and...
what's she doing?
The air conditioning environment that I'd been in for 2 weeks affected me to the point where I was struggling with my breathing and I was having a lot of problems. By the way, I am literally just sat here talking to you. And as you can see, I'm not having problems breathing. I'm not changing my voice myself. It just happens. And yeah, can you hear how my voice is going like I'm on helium? I'm not.
I'm not calling bullshit or anything, but a voice has actually developed in the small amount of time I've been listening to it. But it's developed in such a way that when she was initially starting the story or describing the situation, it was fine. And then as it's got up to the bit with the air conditioning part, it sort of stemmed then into something else, hasn't it? Like the air conditioning unit is actually there listening now. Like it's next to it. I mean, I don't know anything about this woman, and if it is a genuine issue, I'm sorry, but it does seem like it was put on a bit. Or not put on, but emphasised. I think is a better way of saying it. Because if you have got a problem and it does make you sound different, then sorry about that, but it does sound like you just on that part anyway, that you just put it on a little bit more than normal, which is fine, but it's what it is, isn't it?
Literally.
This country's fucked. Big up, Shell. Thank you, darling.
I'm laughing at the people who are saying it's forced. It certainly isn't forced. That is for sure. It just happens. Last night, while I was in the theatre, about 45 minutes into the show, my breathing started getting funny.
Barring for? She's been going on like 3 minutes.
My chest started tightening up. Elspeth, I'm not changing.
I think part of the problem is, like when she's speaking, I've had like allocution lessons. I've had allocution lessons. I'm a little posh boy, la 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 la. Alright. So you learn how to say stuff. A little bit. Okay. If you're not very good at speaking, then you say a lot. You can spot signs in people. Well, you can when you want to read someone, once you know what to look for, you can see it, and based on what you can see, you can gauge what kind of person they are. Then you can gauge what thought process they have. Then you can sort of gauge where they're going to go with an argument, so you can have a comeback for it ready, or you know where to hit them hard verbally, because you know the weak points. You also know the strengths as well. But from what I've seen with this lady, she's saying she had a problem with her voice from an air conditioning unit. If you're going to say when you're thinking about something to say, just say So I talk about something, what I do today, not sure, maybe go somewhere. Just put a small, it's only spelled ERM. ERM, that's all it is. 3 letters, you can say it as quick as you want. There is not 50 M's in okay? So, if every time you say and you're going, not sure, then you're probably going to get some sound coming here. And if you've got a bit of a husky throat or your chest is tight, it's going to come out, innit, on your vocals. Doesn't mean that the air conditioning's caused that. Just shorten your words. I'm boring when I speak. I say quite a lot with not a lot of result. I understand that. But she says not a lot for ages. Literally 3 words will be forever. Let's have a look.
It's changing. I'm not deliberately changing it. It's just doing it.
Miss Goal. Miss Goal.
Nancy, it might sound forced, but I absolutely guarantee you it's not. Emma, thank you so much for the flower flight. Thank you very much. As I just said, guys, the doctors who have actually examined me for this, they did tests.
So if you break down how someone talks, okay, and I don't know who this lady is, and if you've got like any disability or issues, I'm sorry to hear about that, and I'm not trying to have an attack on you or anything. I'm just merely talking about what I see. That's it. If you're gonna like section how someone's speaking, like put it into little sections, so each sentence you just lock off, boom. Sentence 1, sentence 2, sentence 3, sentence 4, so forth, so forth, so forth. Now, when she's not talking about the air conditioning unit, she's talking all right. So maybe section 1, 2, 3 are all right because they're the build-up. After talking about the air conditioning unit, which can be section 4 or sentence 4, however you want to say it, that's when the problems start to happen with her voice. So this makes me think that, yeah, she is playing on it a little bit, and yes, she is putting it on, dare I say. Maybe there is a problem with what she's got, and maybe the air conditioning does affect that, but not. I don't think it's as much as you're saying. But again, everyone who's watching, this isn't factual. This is just an opinion. I'm having an opinion on it. So if you're watching, I don't know what she's called, then it's not a dig at you. I'm just merely covering my own arse, if I'm being honest, just in case. Gotta be honest with you.
Did all sorts of different investigations back in 2013.
Okay, boom. So she's done a build. She's built up. She's told you about what causes it. Okay, then she's explained how it causes it. While explaining how it causes it, she's done the whole stretching out of words, giving it a bit of what's it called, reverb. So when she's explaining it, there's a bit of reverb on it. Okay, then she's talked about something different. Okay, and with that something different, it has an end point, which is the date it happened. So she's met the date it happened now, verbally, and now it's initiated again. So it's like she's getting key points through, so you can hear them perfect. This only happens when this happens. And you're like, all right, does it? And then she explains why it happens, and then that's where the issue comes out. And then it's something else, then this is the date it happened, and then, boom, hits you with it.
2012 into 2013.
As well.
And what they think it is the muscles around my vocal cords.
So if you're going to dissect an individual like this, who you've never met before, who's telling you that they have an issue. Yes, they might have an issue. Yes, they might have a disability. Never take that away from someone, okay? They might be vulnerable, probably are vulnerable. Okay, so never take it away from someone. Never, if you meet someone like this in real life, never tell them this to their face. Or just think it. Right, just think it. She knows what she's doing. So, in layman's terms, if she's explaining... oh, Jesus, one sec. Sorry, I had a coat. If she's explaining how... No, if she's talking about what the issue is, that's point one. If she's talking about what the issue is, it's fine. If she's explaining what the issue does to her, which is point two is always going to be where you see the effect of point one. Okay? Point one and point two. That means there's strategy. She might not think that, but whilst dissecting what someone's saying, or how their mannerisms are, or their actions in general, you can put things in segments. Once you segment something, you can inspect it in further detail. Once you can inspect it in further detail, you can put it back together, reconstruct it, and you understand the mechanisms of it. Just deconstruct what she's doing. It's not hard, is it? It's not hard. I think Zach gets in trouble for this, though. So, hopefully I don't.
The muscles around my vocal cords are tightening. And no, there's no cough with it, Smurfy. No. I have no control when it does this.
She is chatting the biggest amount of shit.
But it happens sporadically when I've been around an air conditioning environment. Last year it happened when I was on holiday in Barcelona, but it didn't happen.
So again, listen, point one is where it happened, and point two is explaining it. So she's point one's last year it happened in, and then it started again. The reverbs come on, and then where I've just paused it now is the next point one. So she'll explain something else for a little bit, and then point two will kick in when she's talking about it in more depth. So watch.
To this extent.
Thank you, Shell.
Number two, watch.
Last night when I got home, I couldn't talk at all.
That's number one. Number two.
Was
Shell with the
really
confetti. Thank
affecting
you,
me.
darling.
So she's talking about when it is number one, and when she's explaining the situation, it's number two. So number two, every time it's number two, you'll hear the reverb in her voice.
And talk. And I didn't think it was this bad. It hasn't been this bad all afternoon.
It's bad.
But then I've come onto TikTok to try and talk, and it's definitely sprung back up. Oh,
Number one.
Trey. Never happens on a cruise.
Number one.
Yes, it does. You just don't see it.
Wait for number two now, she's explaining it.
Well, I've been resting my voice all day today.
Number one again. Wait for number two. There it is.
And it hasn't. So...
Reading people 101. Break everything they say into two segments, okay? It can be positive, negative. It can be loud, quiet. Break everything up into two segments and go from there. That way everyone's an open book. And if you can read, you can read. If you can't, get the audio book. That's me. So good luck, anyone who verbally comes at me. Because I've already read your chapter, sir.
Bombastic.
Yes.
Criminal
Karine,
offense.
I think that is. Basically, I have an inhaler. I'm going to show you.
We have to dedicate ourselves.
I got one here.
Ram you.
It's in my bag. Bear with me a second.
Do you know what, Claire? 100% correct. Claire's just put, I hope she doesn't have mental health and watches this because you just don't know. 100% correct. And I've somewhat not followed that logic. So I am sorry. I have explained at the start that is just merely my opinion. I'm saying if you have got an issue, mental health issue or disability, I said this before, I said it a couple of times, then it is what it is. But I'm just trying to point out mannerisms when you're talking. I'm just trying to go at a psychological route rather than, it's not a bullying route. I'm just pointing it out. So in future, you can take this information and go anywhere with it. Break down how someone talks or what they talk about into segments. Okay, once you've got it into segments, you get bite-sized information, don't you? Bite-sized information's easy to bite up. Once you bit it up, you have the information. That's all I'm saying. But I can skip. Listen, put in the comments yes or something if this video is affecting you, and I can skip from it because I don't want to be started causing a negative vibe towards this lady. Can't remember what I said. Is no skip or yes skip? Can't remember. I fucked up then. I had a bit of short-term memory loss then. I can't remember what I did. Someone said I took the piss. No to skipping. Alright, cool. If anyone's triggered by this, this is the Karma FYP. Okay, I try and do it a little bit different than everyone else. So I'll try and dissect certain situations which may occur, which have been recorded. Okay, I'll break down situations, mannerisms, psychological games that people might play, manipulation, preying on vulnerable people. I'll break it all down. Things that some people might not have seen initially, but some people may have seen. And sometimes while doing this, there might be people like this lady who, to me, has done nothing wrong. Okay, I don't know anything about her past. I don't know anything about her future. I just know this situation has happened. I'm watching it. I'm hearing a voice as it is. I'm respecting that she might have something wrong with her. But she is on a public platform and it's out there, and I'm merely explaining the way she talks and what the psychology is behind that. That's all. So you can delve into it however you want to delve into it.
I'll get my inhaler out.
Go and get the medical instruments for sympathy. We'll have all the
I haven't needed
inhalers.
it all day, but I luckily had one with me at the theatre last night.
You've been around aircon, you're not having an asthma attack, girl. Behave yourself. Need my inhaler.
And I'll show you that the inhaler solves it very quickly.
Oh,
It really does.
Tonight, Matthew, I'm going to go back to normal. Oh, look at her with her shoulders out. Oh, she's feeling spicy. Oh, yeah, that's it. Get your scalp. There we go.
Check I'm using this one.
Has there been like a previous between Zach and this lady? Because I've never seen her before. Like I say, I'm quite new to this FYP stuff. By quite new, I mean 7 days or something. So, and I've been banned for 2 of them. No. Fair play. Oh, it's really gassy, that Pepsi.
She thinks she's that girl.
Lee Book says I need to be on here to have evidence. Evidence for what, Lee?
Big up for the Observer for the clip. Oh. Now, Miss Girl, why are you holding it like that? We know what you do, Miss Pineapple.
And then my voice is back near normal.
Oh.
I don't know what the inhaler does to my vocal cords. I don't know. I don't understand it. And quite simply, I don't understand it. I'm not a medical person.
But you said you went to see a medical person.
The inhaler I've got is called Atravent. It's a...
This might come across nasty, what I'm saying, but I honestly have the best intentions for what I'm about to say now. And I don't really know how to word it correctly where it doesn't come out, where it could hurt a feeling. I've debated in the last 5 seconds not saying it, but I'm going to go with it because I like to think I'm quite true to myself and I have somewhat of a backbone. So I'll just wear it. I'm just going to wear it. The best way of saying this. Does she do this? Is she doing this for financial gain? I'm not saying she doesn't have the issues which she has or the disability or whatever, but is she doing it, do you think, on the camera for awareness, or is she doing it for the money? Like, there's a difference. There's a big difference. Like, everyone's different, but I think if I had the whole inhaler thing and it was like a bloody torpedo, I think I'd come off a minute and do it. Like, everyone's different, but I just think some things are private, aren't they? Some things are for your health. Do it, but some people like to show it, some people don't, but it is what it is, isn't it? It's for the... We're all saying sympathy. Just mocking it. Again, this is just basically my opinion. I don't want anyone to boycott what she's doing, but I won't be doing justice for Karma FYP if I were not to delve into these questions.
Green inhaler. It's called Atravent. That's all I can tell you.
Right.
It's not an asthmatic inhaler.
She could be lonely talking about it. Could be
I was given it in the hospital in a nebulizer. And it literally helped. That's the one, I can never pronounce it, Kit Kat. So I call it...
I don't think this video is going anywhere now, and I don't just want to continue to watch a video about someone who's got a disability and they're just talking about the disability and stuff. Points which I've taken from this video. 4, I've not got how long that video was, but I'm guessing was watching it for about a minute. I paused it at some points, but it was probably around a minute. I mean, if you know you've got an issue and it's hard to breathe and it's not comfortable for you, instead of speaking for a minute with the issue, just take the inhaler next time earlier. If you know the inhaler resolves the issue, just take it a bit earlier, because it's good. I get you trying to do it, but anyone who's got any issues out there, if you want to spread awareness on something, spread awareness, but there's like, never put yourself in a position which is going to cause yourself any harm. And I think if you've got her issues she's got, then don't put yourself through it if it's going to cause you any harm in future. I'd literally just cure it temporarily with the inhaler and then explain what the issue is afterwards or something. But who am I, eh? Been here 5 minutes, so good on you anyway. What's she called? Anyone know what she's called? Doesn't say. Oh, actually, it does say. Annette. Fair play, Annette. That's what it is. Don't really want to watch Alpha Bar stuff because it doesn't She's only young, isn't she? And I don't really... I'm 31. So it doesn't really play right if I start commenting on someone who's in their early 20s or 19 or however old she is. So I stick to my age range and above. Mid-20s is alright. What's this?
Sorry.
Is this an old one? 3 days ago. I'm way behind.
There's something, oh fucking hell. So, the one time I got, what was it? It was sugar, a used tea bag. Then it was coffee. I don't know what this is.
Should see because someone bought a phone, right? A brand new iPhone off some fella.
Yeah.
And he got a special delivery, where it has to be done next day delivery.
Yeah.
So we paid for the postage and that. It was half a bottle of barbecue sauce and dried up rice.
Oh, no way.
He paid £200 for the phone.
No way.
There's no return address and that, so we couldn't get it back.
I have to see what CLA was saying.
That's so bad. I wonder what this is.
So I wouldn't call her out because she's 20. Listen, with Alpha Bar, I'm not saying nothing Alpha Bar. How do I say this? I think when you're under 20, 21, you're making mistakes in life, aren't you? You're saying the wrong things. You're still learning a little bit. I'm not saying anything Alpha Bar's done, which was bad, is like you can let it go or anything, but I think you're still learning. You're still saying things, and then you need to feel the repercussions to then grow a bit from it, don't you? And I think that I'm the wrong person to be telling Alpha Bar what to do. I'm 31. I'm a man, or I'm a male, at least. Don't know what do you have to be a man. I like to think I'm an alpha male. I'm an alpha male with a weird voice. But I don't think it's right if I start talking crap about a 19-year-old. So I'm sure there's some 25-year-olds, 24-year-olds, maybe even people my age or a bit older that are into that. But if she pops up on this FYP news stuff, then someone else can do it. It's not for me. That there's nothing I can pick at because she's young. She's making mistakes. I'd rather channel in on someone who's old enough to know what's right and what's wrong fully. Someone who's learnt the lesson in the past but is now trying to get away with it. I'd rather dissect someone like that than someone like Alpha Bar. CLA.
Even when I was just in the hotel then having a fucking apple spritz, I had one apple spritz, yeah, because I'm just waiting for my thing. I look on TikTok, she's got me on live again. Like, it's like, fucking hell. Have I to go on live with you and start talking about, you know, what you used to look like? Do you know what I mean? And start chatting shit about you. Do you understand? It's just ridiculous. Stop putting all your shit on. You know, I'm not that kind of creator and I never will be, darling. But it just goes to show that people are just fucking obsessed.
Who's she talking about there?
You even copied Misread, darling, like with everything. Even, like, you're so sad. Like, you're so sad, man. That's how you know these people are just... Start doing your FYP show now.
She's
I'm not
talking
doing
about EQ.
FYP. It's not my job to do FYP. Miss Red does FYP. She's the one that started the whole thing, sweetheart.
Listen, let me just put one thing out here. I might be small now. Okay. Might not have the biggest following or the biggest viewers. I can guarantee one thing. Miss Red, Zach, Luke the Judge. Your last year's news, mate. Your last month's news, last year's news. You're gone. You're gone. People calling me Evil King. Who knows? I do know EQ's FYP show is good. And I do know my FYP show is going to be good too. So maybe there's a new FYP king and queen in town. And maybe, just maybe, they don't like it.
That's Miss Red's fucking job. Just because people can't get their own ideas and they've got to start copying Miss Red on everything. I know it's nothing like what Tyrone used to do, what Miss Red does. Miss Red does the FYP. It's totally different to Gogglebox and whatever fucking Tyrone does. It's nothing like what Tyrone does, though. It's totally the opposite, darling. But you know what it is? It is what it is, darling. Yeah, I just hope that Miss Red, you know, just knows now that you can't really trust many people. Because, you know, people try and they'll suck up to her again to try and it's just like, this is what people do. Well, to say Tyrone's the king of it, he didn't have 10k on like Miss Red, does he? So there you go, Miss Red.
Listen, I'm going to say something now about Miss Red. Okay, the whole thing, what happened with Zach, was a shit show. You should be ashamed of yourself. You did an apology video, which wasn't really an apology. You should have done another apology video to us for fucking watching that shit for 2 hours, to be honest, because that was just ruthless shit acting. So, good try, I guess. Didn't really work that well. I think, I spy my little eye, I think if I hadn't, and I'm not blowing smoke up my arse here, if I hadn't have made that song, and if that song had not gone somewhat viral on UK TikTok as a sound, I don't think she'd be in a real good place right now. And I'm just saying it. I think me doing that has brought somewhat a little bit of humour, or emphasised the comedic part of what she said out there. So when people listen to it now, instead of being known as the person who fucked Zach over, basically, she's now known more of the pounded twice a week Chinese and flowers, isn't she? More than the actual point of why we originally wanted her off the app. So I'm not saying I've made it a hell of a lot better for her, but I'm just saying without that, I'm sure someone else would have jumped on it and done something different. Maybe I was just good timing. But I think if she wouldn't have said twice a week Chinese and flowers, then everyone would still hate her. That's a fact. Very lucky, very, very lucky she's developed a punchline for herself, which is quite funny. Just my opinion. Why is it not playing?
10k views. Her views are getting bigger and bigger every day when she's going live, and people are jealous, and I'm the only one. Whether I'm friends with Miss Red or not, yeah, whether Miss Red likes me or not, No one gives a shit about that. I'm just speaking facts. So I'm just saying, Miss Red she had more viewers than me. You know, I can't believe I said that.
I'll tell you now, and not everything's going to be pro Evil Queen, what I say. Alright? And you might think it is. You might think, oh, you're arse kissing or whatever. But let's just separate something here. Alright, Miss Red, yes, Miss Red had a big audience, but these FYP channels, which have big audiences, some of them open up boxes, don't they? Everyone wants to watch someone else's opinion, don't they? So you get an FYP news thing going on, and you're just watching 6 people discuss something. It's a bit different than having one person on the screen talking about something, isn't it? So my example is, if Evil Queen's pulling in like 3-point-something K, 2.5 to 3.5 or whatever it is, whatever the numbers are, and it's just Evil Queen having her opinion and reacting to a video, I think that's a lot better than someone who just talks about something which has happened and opens the boxes up and then has a big discussion. So I think there needs to be a difference, doesn't there? There needs to be a different bracket for what's going on. So yes, Miss Red had a big audience, but Miss Red also had the boxes open. Yes, Evil Queen has a big audience, but she doesn't have the boxes open. So I'm pretty sure if Evil Queen opened the boxes, the numbers would go even higher. And I'm pretty sure if Miss Red closed the boxes, numbers would go down, wouldn't they? Unless she said pounded twice a week, Chinese and a bunch of flowers.
But I'm just saying, she was smashing it in the morning.
We all talk about CLA, but she just mentioned Miss Red.
Even when I was just in the hotel then having a fucking apple spritz, I had one apple spritz, yeah, because I'm just waiting for my thing. I look on TikTok, she's got me on live again. Like, it's like, fucking hell, have I to go on live with you and start talking about, you know, what you used to look like, do you know what I mean? And start chatting shit about you. Do you understand? It's just ridiculous. Stop putting all your shit on. You know, I'm not that kind of creator, and I never will be, darling. But it just goes to show that people are just fucking obsessed, darling. You even copied Miss Red, darling, like with everything. Even, like, you're so sad. Like, you're so sad, man. That's how you know these people are just...
If something works in life... it's the best way to say this. If something works in life and it hasn't got a patent, if it hasn't been copyrighted, alright, if it's not legally bounded to that individual, fucking copy it. Make it your own. Use the best bits of what someone else has created and just make something better. Improve it. That's life. It's not pathetic. Not pathetic at all. Copy what you can. Stay within the laws. Make it better. That's called development. That's called evolving. That's called making everywhere a better place.
Start doing your FYP show now. I'm not doing FYP. It's not my job to do FYP. Miss Red does FYP. She's the one that started the whole thing, sweetheart. That's Miss Red's fucking job. Just because people can't get their own ideas and they've got to start copying Miss Red on everything. I know it's nothing like what Tyrone used to do, what Miss Red does. Miss Red does the FYP. It's totally different to Gogglebox and whatever fucking Tyrone does.
I'm going to be honest there with CLA. The clips I've seen of her and the lives I've seen, I've not watched many lives of her, and if I've been in a live, it's been for literally under 2 minutes. I flicked on and I've seen, CLA stayed on it. That it's happened multiple times. The clips I've seen of her are normally when she's kicking off in like a restaurant or walking down the street, or something's going on, she's going mental. So I think for CLA to comment on other people's content is quite a reach, to be honest, because I think people who watch CLA, they're always waiting for something to happen, aren't they? Let's be honest. No one's watching CLA because she's a good cook or a good singer or a good painter or a good anything. They're just waiting because when something happens, it's drama in it or it's something to watch. So I feel like this is the wrong person to be saying about content. I'm the wrong person to be saying about content, but you're definitely the wrong person. I literally built the platform from, dare I say it, meltdowns. If I started shouting now, I'm sure the views would go up. If I started going a bit out the ordinary, I'm sure I'd get a different audience in and build up on it. So, yeah, CLA's built a very, very good platform. Should be proud of herself. Honestly, should be proud of herself. Very big, well-known, established. She is in somewhat... some people are well-known, and then there's a level up from being well-known. And it's not... I don't want to categorise it as fame. I don't want to categorise it as fame, but it's very, very, very close to fame. Very, very close. You got to think now, we're in 2024. People, think back 10 years ago. People watching Coronation Street, EastEnders religiously. If you seen David Platt walking down the street, maybe you'd want a picture with David Platt. If you enjoyed what he did, or you enjoyed Coronation Street, maybe you would tell your mate, "Oh, I've seen David Platt today." They're somewhat, they're more than well known, aren't they? They're like local famous or UK famous. I don't know what the word is, the phrase is for it, but they're more than well known and they're famous, aren't they? To some extent, they're not Hollywood, they're not A-list, but they're there. You recognise them. I think 2024, social media, TikTok directly, obviously YouTube as well, but I'm just going to talk about TikTok now, and Twitch and Kick and Rumble, all the others, but just TikTok for now. People will be watching CLA the same now as they would have watched 10 years ago Coronation Street. What's the difference? Production, yeah. Is it on a mainstream channel? Coronation Street, yeah. Are they investing the time to watch this person? Definitely. Now, if people are watching CLA the same as they were watching Coronation Street 10 years ago, I think that would put CLA in a very similar position as David Platt on Coronation Street. She is not getting invited to red carpet events, correct? Maybe some guest appearances at clubs, possibly, I don't know. She'll have brands reaching out to her, possibly. But she's definitely more than just well known. And that goes with a lot of bigger creators on here. If you're getting thousands of people in your room every evening or every day, I think everyone needs to drop their ego a bit. Like, they're not just well known, it's a bit more than that. I'm not saying everyone, but I think fair play, credit where credit's due. You've done well, you've made something out of an opportunity, so well done, CLA. It's good.
Nothing like what Tyrone does, though. It's totally the opposite, darling. But you know what it is? It is what it is, darling. Yeah, I just hope that Miss Red, just knows now that you can't really trust many people. Because, people try and they'll suck up to her again to try and it's just like, this is what people...
Seen a comment like saying no one off TikTok knows who CLA is. The same way I use David Platt as an analogy. I use David Platt and Coronation Street. I'm sure people who watch just Sky channels, Sky One, they're watching The Simpsons, Futurama constantly. Never watched normal channels like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They won't know who David Platt is. It's the same thing, isn't it? People are in different areas, different realms. They see different things. To one person, someone's the world. To the other, they're just a normal human, a humoid walking down the street. It's life, isn't it? It's life.
Do you? Well, to say Tyrone's the king of it, he didn't have 10k on like Miss Red, does he? So there you go. Miss Red had about 10k views. Her views are getting bigger and bigger every day when she's going live, and people are jealous. And I'm the only one, whether I'm friends with Miss Red or not. Yeah, whether Miss Red likes me or not. No one gives a shit about that.
I think as well, Tyrone's a totally different category because Tyrone's done well on Twitch, still doing well on Twitch. I'm pretty sure before any of this TikTok stuff, he was doing something in music, wasn't he? He's done that boxing thing, can't remember what it's called. He's on a different level. You find this in society, all right, and people get sucked into it. When you see in society, there's a lower class, a middle class, and an upper class. Every one of those three classes are low. Every one of them. That category of classes has been designed, developed, however you want to call it, to make the people with not a lot feel like they have quite a lot and something to achieve. So you'll find someone who's middle class, who might be earning, I'm not going to say any figures, X amount a month or X amount a year, however you want to put it. And they feel like they're in the middle class of society. Maybe you are middle class of society in this region. But you've got someone who's upper class, right? And the upper class person might earn, I don't know, 7 figures, 6 figures, high 6 figures, 7 figures, who knows? They might earn that. Can that person earning 6 figures a year, high 6 figures, can he afford a big yacht? Don't think so. Can he afford the big mansion in LA? Oh, no. Can he afford LA tax? No. So you start to see that categories aren't exactly what they say they are in the tin. Someone who's upper class in England might be lower class or middle class in America in some part. Oh, don't know where I'm going with this, but I forgot. Sometimes I go on a tangent and forget where I started and don't know where to end. So I'm going to continue playing.
Speaking facts. So I'm just saying, Miss Red she had more viewers than me. You know, I can't believe I said that. The bitch. But I'm just saying, she was smashing it in the morning. So there we go. Even when I was just in the hotel then, having a fucking apple spritz. I had 1 apple spritz, yeah, because I'm just waiting for my thing. I look on TikTok. She's got me on live again. Like, it's like, fucking hell. Have I to go on live with you and start talking about, you know, what you used to look like? Do you know what I mean? And start chatting shit about you. Do you understand?
Has it started again? Is this repeating? Oh, sorry. I didn't realise. To show us how much information I'm actually taking in. I mean, there's other CLA videos here. I'm looking on the Observer TikTok channel. don't want to make one person look like a massive tit. So I'll just play a couple of them.
Come on.
We'll have all the rich people, darling. Who's this? Oh, that. Mashallah.
Mashallah.
Alhamdulillah. Big up from London. City. Hi.
Egypt. Greetings from Egypt.
We can't hear you, sweetheart. I'm gonna have to go. Sorry, darling. Affected. We can't hear. I don't know what they were saying, sweetheart. Look at her hair. Real hair. Show me your hair, darling. We'll have all the real hair.
So say hello to my mate. He loves you as well.
Oh, yo, what's happening, brother? Booyaka. Man like Remy. Booyaka, absolutely.
Yeah, she's on another level on being known on a different tier up. And I think it's probably really hard now to get to that tier without doing something out, like, I don't know how to word it, without doing something outrageous or having a meltdown somewhere. I think it's really hard to build, like, get that impact viewing on your channel. But she's done good. She's still doing good. She's getting recognised out and about. For the right reasons, I don't know. But making people happy, isn't she?